Hey there, Rebels. My name is Kayla, and this is my front yard garden. Today, I'm going to show you my top tips for growing your very own frog fruit in your own yard. Oh, hey there. Didn't see you there. So, I love frog fruit. Here's why. It's drought tolerant, heat tolerant, low maintenance, and attracts a ton of pollinators. And it's also beautiful. I mean, it has flowers like all the time. It's green, it's vibrant, it just looks like it's full of life. I have grown it really, really well, really lush, and I've grown it really poorly. So I know the best tips to do it well, and I know how to fail. So I'll tell you how to, not do that. Okay, tip number 1, pick the right area. When you're thinking about where you want to put your frog fruit, it really likes partial sun to full sun. And in my front yard, we get a ton of sun all day long. And my frog fruit has gone crazy. It loves lots and lots of sun. So don't put it in full shade. I don't think it'll thrive that well. Another important consideration is your boundaries. Frog fruit is really good at spreading, filling in the space, which is really good. But you also want to make sure you know that it's not getting into areas where you don't want it, that it's not spreading to your neighbor's yard and they will hate you for it. So I picked an area where I've got concrete on 3 sides and I've got pavers in the back. So it's contained. That brings me to my second tip. Buy less frog fruit than you need or gather it for free. So because frog fruit has all of these runners that just grow everywhere, you can clip them and you can propagate them. So get less frog fruit and let it spread or propagate it. Or now that I know what to look for, now that I know these little flowers, I see them everywhere. When I take my dog on a walk, I see frog fruit on the side of the road, in people's yards, at the park, on the edge of parking lots. I see it all over the place. And so you could just go, keep a pair of scissors with you, just do a little clip some, take it home and propagate it. And I'm going to show you how to propagate next. Okay, so the first thing you're going to want to do when you are propagating your frog fruit is find your clippings and clip them. So you want at least 4 to 6 inches long. Like this guy's a little bit short, but I might be able to get away with it if that's all you can find. But usually I'll try to take like the longest ones I can find, like something like this, or even a big guy like this. So you'll get your clippings and then you're going to take the end where you clipped it, this side, and you're just going to take off some of those leaves towards the bottom. This just leaves more room for little roots to come out. You can see this one already has some little roots, so that's a good sign. So I'll just get rid of the leaves so it's not wasting energy on those, but I'll leave the rest of them. And then all you're going to do is take a little bit of water, give it a little dip, shake it out a bit, and then you're going to use some kind of root boosting hormone. I'm sure anything will do. This is just the one that is accessible and easy for me. So then you're just going to take your clipping and give it a good shake. There you go. So it's nice and coated. And then after that, I'll show you can just put it directly into your dirt, your little pot where you're propagating. You don't have to use fancy dirt. You can just use regular dirt. You can dig it up from your yard. It really doesn't need anything too special or substantial. It'll do pretty well in poor soil. That's why you see it growing everywhere. So let's do that to a little clipping now. So here's a smaller one. Just going to take off these leaves here. There we go. Already has a little bit of a root. Going to dip it in the water and give it a spin in here. There we go. And now it's ready for the dirt. Okay, now you can see I've got my clippings, and so I'm just going to take one of these and take that end that's got all that root powder on it and stick it in the dirt. Pretty simple. Bury it a little bit. Don't bury the leaves. There you go. And then I'm not too picky about it. I'll put multiple clippings in one pot. It's just easier, more efficient. And then the important thing is that you want to keep an eye on them for a while. So you want to make sure they're not getting too dried out because they're just little clippings. So they need lots of water, lots of attention, lots of love. I find I do better if I put them in a spot that I walk by a lot. So sometimes I'll stick them by my front door where I get some good bright indirect sunlight, and then I'll see them every time I come home. And then I know if I need to give them some water. If I put them somewhere where I can't see them, they might live, they might die, who's to say? But that'll give you a good start to propagating your frog fruit. Okay, now you have your frog fruit, you've propagated it, it's growing, you're getting it in the ground, it's very exciting. I want to tell you my next 2 tips, tip 3 and 4, that will change the game on how well your frog fruit does. Tip 3, water your frog fruit regularly for the first month or 2 after you plant it in the ground. Tip number 4, you're going to want to weed regularly for the first month or 2 after you put your frog fruit in the ground. There's one area of our yard here, this zone where the frog fruit looks really good, where we did that. We set up irrigation, we watered it. At first it was kind of slow, and then boom, it just like took off, spread everywhere, healthy, beautiful. I also, while it was still kind of small, I would regularly weed. It's no fun, but that's okay. Throw on some jams, sit outside, do a little weeding. It's good for you. You know, touch earth. And it just has done so well. I'm so happy. There's hardly any weeds in it. Occasionally I'll pick some, but it really does well. It doesn't need much water. It's really taken off. In the area back there, you might be able to see, we also put some frog fruit clippings at a later date in that area, but I did not water regularly and I did not do any weeding. And so now it's pretty much all weeds. There's a little bit of frog fruit, but it didn't really take off. So now I have to fix that. So just do it right the first time. Learn from me, learn from my mistakes. Okay, time for my 5th and final tip for growing your own frog fruit. This one's easy. This one's just to keep it looking nice. I recommend just giving your frog fruit a haircut, maybe once a month, once every other month, just because our particular frog fruit grows pretty tall. Online you'll read that it only grows to be about 6 inches, but mine is growing up and over my 12-inch raised garden beds. And since I don't want it to grow in there, every once in a while we'll just come, give it a little haircut, do some edging around because those runners will start going onto the sidewalk just to make it look nice. And this is during the summertime, during the growing season. So the rest of our grass during the growing season needs to be mowed like, once a week, every other week. Frog fruit, you just clean it up every month or 2. So it's a lot less work and it has so many benefits. I love my frog fruit. That is it. Now you know how to start your own frog fruit journey in your own yard. Follow along, hit subscribe if you want more front yard lawn alternative tips or if you want more front yard rebellion. Thanks guys, have a good one.